Hey everybody, I'm Oakley at Oakley Does Everything, and today I have some special guests with me. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Meg. My Instagram is Shinigami Meg Cosplay.
I'm Ash. I'm a guardian of cosplay.
I'm Alex, and I'm International Hazelnut.
And today we are starting a new series where I interview different makers, artists, cosplayers, so on and so forth. And today these are my first guests on this series. We're calling it Maker's Mark, or in some situation we'll call it Maker's Market if they sell their goods. But in this case, I believe we just have Maker's Mark. I want to thank you all for watching.
Almost Maker's Market.
Yeah, who's getting into that? Alex, what do you plug in?
I'm gonna try to start making some custom costumes for people in general.
Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully as long as COVID come next year.
Yeah.
I hope to do little parades and enter a line of Disney princesses of costumes I've made.
Awesome.
Get some business out there.
Good. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that a little bit more later. First off, I want to do a little bit of quick fire Q&A with you guys. And so I'll say somebody's name and you tell me. We'll do like a this or that kind of thing. So first off, let's keep with that same order that we did our introductions with. So if I say everybody, you tell me your answers and we'll go Meg, Ash, and Alex. Okay, you guys ready? All right.
Yeah.
First off,
Yeah.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
I'll go with Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Ooh, nice. All right, throwing a wrench in there. All right, cool. All right, Ash. Ash, Halo or Destiny?
Ooh, that's a tough one. See, okay, I was raised on Halo. That's what got me into video games. But I played so much Destiny. I used to wake the house up all the time at night, and I have a Destiny cosplay. So Destiny.
Destiny, yeah. All right, I'm down with that. I knew that would be a hard one for you. Let's see, Alex, original animated Disney or new live action Disney?
Oh God.
There's no choice. There's really no choice, sis.
I don't know how to answer that. You know what?
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna go with the classics, just because I'm repping one right now.
Nice.
You know?
Yep, very good. Yeah, I did a little bit of
beat the classics.
I did a little bit of research, so I'm hoping to stump you guys on some of these. So we'll see. All right, Meg.
That was hard.
Yeah, Meg. Let's see, Fairy Tale or Naruto?
Fairy Tale.
Okay, cool, good. All right, and then this one's for everybody. What is your favorite anime right now?
God. Pass.
Can't pass. What do you got?
I don't know because that's a lot to ask.
A lot.
That's a good question.
I'm caught up on One Piece. You can't do that unless you actually like the anime.
Yes, you're absolutely right. 930 some odd episodes. How can you not be a dedicated person to that? Alex, do you have
Can we
one
just
picked
go
out
ahead?
yet? Which two?
So I've been really into Food Wars. I just absolutely love the determination love. It draws me in so much and I love it. And then Full Metal Alchemist, just the regular one, I absolutely love it. It's
Nice.
a nice dose of reality. Plus, they're pretty spot on with the chemical breakdowns and compounds. It's very nice.
Very
as
cool.
well as Dr. Stone. That's super dope as well.
Yeah, awesome. All right, Ash, 5 seconds, go.
Wait, what?
Naruto, I don't know, man.
All right, there we go, Naruto. All right. So,
I'm surprised you picked Naruto.
all right, Alex. Alex, mountains or the beach?
Mountains.
Okay. Meg, Hogwarts or Middle Earth?
Hogwarts.
All right. Ash, spring, summer, fall, or winter?
Summer.
All right, everybody.
Summer.
Everybody, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Pancakes.
Waffles.
I like them pancakes with abs.
I haven't heard that one before, but that's brilliant. Okay, let's see. Meg, would you rather discover the cure of a disease or discover life on a new planet?
Choose wisely, Meg.
Heart disease. Can you help me when it's leaking?
All right, Ash, never use your phone again or never use social media again?
I'll never use social media again
Cool.
because you still need to call people.
That's true. All right, and then Alex, 20 minutes early, always being 20 minutes early or 10 minutes late?
Depends on the situation.
So tonight,
I didn't even realize it was happening.
It's all
A
good.
lot of things happened. Yeah, I was like, oh, I forgot.
Cool. All right, now this one's for everybody. What is everybody currently watching?
I'm currently watching Black Sails, which is not an anime.
Cool.
One Piece.
Sailor Moon.
Nice.
Again.
Not yeah, 90s cartoons. That's cool. I'm currently watching Sakura Card Captors while I work on one of my projects, so that's kind of that's a little bit
That's awesome.
that's a little nostalgia for me. Okay, and this one's for everybody. What cosplay are you guys currently working on?
We're trying to work on Farrah and Mercy, but because of no cost, we have no motivation. So
Womp womp.
the release of yesterday's splash art for Ari got my butt in gear
Yeah.
for some props. So
Yeah. For those of you that didn't catch the reference, Ari is from League of Legends, so that's who Meg was referring to. Alex, what about you?
Since I've had also no motivation, and I decided to change my Brigida skin at the last second, I'm not even going to consider that something I'm working on.
There you go. That works.
I'm redoing a Moana 2.0 again, which it's now 2.0, just because I have zero motivation, and that was really the cosplay that got me going.
Cool. Awesome.
That was the one that got me excited, so I'm just gonna redo that.
Nice. All right, and then
Much better techniques this time.
and it sounds like you guys kind of answered it anyways. What cosplay do you hope to do someday?
Ooh, I feel like all of ours are gonna be the same though.
I'd like to hear it.
Two that we free.
Because I mean, the Gen Locks, I'm super excited for.
yeah, so we decided to hopefully next year at RTX to take some
8 foot tall Holons.
I Val and
Chase.
who'd you pick, Alex?
Do you remember her name?
I know not off the top of my head. Wow, that was awful. She was the one in the yellow.
And the
God,
yellow
I
neck.
hope they don't become lovers.
I just totally blanked when you asked me what was her name, and I was like,
Either.
I don't either, but I hope they don't become love interests.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That would be awkward.
Very weird.
I mean, I love you, bro, but
Yeah.
And Caitlin from League. So
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
that'll be a cool one.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know or didn't pick up, Alex and Ashton are siblings. So yeah. And the last question I have for everybody is, what is the favorite cosplay you've done so far?
I'm gonna go with Erica Scarlet from Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
Knew that. Definitely mine from Destiny.
Yeah.
what? Still gotta stick with Moana 2.0.
That
was my dog. That was my dog.
And when you say 2.0, is it like just your redone up like Warrior Chieftain Moana?
Yes. So my first year going to like a con that I played at, which was SuperCon back then.
Right.
I cosplayed Moana, but a very, very simplified of her. And then the next year I did Moana 2.0, and that was the bigger one. And now we're going again because I go there every year as Moana somehow.
Yeah. So I want to talk about some of the achievements you guys have each done with your cosplays, because I know that two of you, Alex and Ash, maybe you have, I just don't know about it, but Alex and Ash, you guys have both won some kind of award. I know Alex at GalaxyCon for one division. Ash, you won an Instagram thing where you won a bunch of supplies, and I kind of want to talk about some of those things. Alex, let's talk about your Moana cosplay. What was kind of the process for entering the competition, and some of the feelings you had for like going through that for people that may be interested in doing a competition that haven't done it before. And Meg, again, I don't know if you have done this yet, but maybe you can address some of this stuff too. But Alex, what are your thoughts on some of this?
I mean, I was very nervous when I was going into like prejudging and going onto the stage, because it's very intimidating looking around at all the other cosplays. And I mean, obviously, my beautiful sister-in-law had a very intimidating play. It's hard to feel like your cosplay is enough, so you just kind of like gotta stick with your gut and just show it out anyways, no matter, like, just go for it.
Yeah. And
Because
what
that was
class
probably my biggest downfall.
and what class did you enter in? Do you remember what that was?
Novice.
Novice?
Novice? Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Novice?
I thought I remember reading or
Yeah.
one of your Instagram posts that it was like a open class as opposed like rather I thought sometimes cosplay competitions have
Yeah.
specific like where it's like very
So I had a
accurate.
judge's choice award.
That's what it was. Okay, that's what I was thinking about. And
Yeah.
and so that's
Yeah.
different from the other awards. How?
I believe it's just because of like more of like the skill work, because he did commend me for showing pictures of my silicone molds and my clay sculpture work. He was like, that's impressive. Like, it was more in the fine details at that point.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Cool.
Just because I really took pictures of everything.
A couple of the pictures I've seen from that, it's pretty cool. Meg, what's been your experience with competitions? Have you done so? Because I know you've had some amazing cosplay, especially the one you addressed earlier, the Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tale. Excuse me, from Fairy Tale. Did you do that in a competition, or was that just to be out and about and to show? What's your experience with competitions if you've done any?
So me and Alex actually competed against each other at that.
Yeah, we went head to head.
Nice.
And I have liked competing. All the judges have been great. The judges at AWA last year did like a post competition, like meetup where you like what you can improve on. He competed in AWA, but I was his handler a little bit. But I really like that. And then at Galaxy last year, which is where Lex competed, they did a pre-contest panel where we could ask like pre-judging questions, like what would you like, this kind of stuff. I liked how both cons did that because like you were able to, especially with the post one, you were able to see like why they chose who they chose, like the detailing that people did, like the perfect line works that they're sewing, the embroidery, like all that stuff, and then things that you
seams.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Like improve on like your paint work, your shading, your weathering, like that. My problem with Erza going on stage is stairs because I have a hoop skirt and 9-foot wingspan.
Yeah.
So I have.
I actually just looked at the video the other day. That's exactly what it looked like. I can also see the video if you'd like that.
Yes, please.
So I had at Galaxy. I had to walk up the stairway sideways.
You see
video,
5 feet of wing coming out, and it's like,
it was a little funny.
Still going.
There was another convention maybe CCC in Durham. I think I like turned and I almost clipped
the MC.
I almost hit the MC.
It's really big. And my problem was that the harness didn't hang tightly enough. So like if I bounced too much when I walked, they could roll out. And so my biggest fear was me walking upstairs and just having a wing fall off. Luckily, that didn't happen until I was walking off the stage and it fell off behind the curtain, so no one saw it.
Perfect
the wing
timing.
was there to catch the wing.
But he caught.
Nice. Good. Ash, tell us about your Instagram competition that you won.
So when I competed for Cosplays, they were essentially, I don't even remember when it started. If it was right before COVID like hit hard here in America.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that they were like doing just tool contests just to, I guess, promote the supplies and their store with what's going on, where they offered a couple different thicknesses of some plastizone, which is the light up foam, and then they had this fabric, I think it's like Foss shade like that, where it's like you can sew it in to, whether it be like your sewing pieces or put it under thin armor for foam, and you heat it up and it essentially becomes plastic and it stays in shape. They were giving out some Warbler, contact cement, flex bond, a bunch of stuff to kind of get their name out there and not like bring in new followers, but get people familiar with their brand.
Right. Trying to promote their page by spotlighting other cosplayers and some of their accomplishments as well.
Yeah, and the thing that's different about online competitions over Instagram or like different versus like con competitions in real life, if you sit there and you post something on your story, something on your feed, hey, I'm competing, would you mind going to vote for me? Somebody's gonna see it, they'll just like your post and keep right on going. Yeah. However, if like you send those to people and say, hey, would you mind voting for me? And this is how, in the comments below, you like my name, or you just tag my name, people are more likely to respond, at least in my experience, are more likely to respond because, you've sent them a message direct versus leaving it on your feed for like 4% of your followers to see. But, getting a whole box of was like the highlight of the week right before I got fired from my old job. But like getting a box of goodies from a new supplier, it's always really cool because it's like Christmas all over again.
And I remember seeing that in your feed, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I would like to someday do this, but I voted for you and did all this stuff to promote you winning, or to try and get you to win as well. And then I remember like a couple of weeks later, I saw you doing like an unboxing video, and I was just really excited to see that you had won. Because yeah, they sent a lot of cool things that, I think they sent you some clay foam as well, which
foam clay.
Yeah,
they sent like 4 things of foam clay.
Right, and I actually just bought my first tub of foam clay, or clay foam, the other day at Michael's, because I had no idea that they stocked it there, and I wanted to try a couple different things for some of my own experimentations, but I just thought it was cool that now these like fabric stores and craft stores are now starting to supply cosplay material, and having like a good supply of it too, which I was really excited about, because yeah, it's just nice to be able to go out and see, oh hey, there's a roll of foam, and not necessarily have to go to Harbor Freight to buy a pack of foam flooring or whatever. So we talked about Alex's and Meg's cosplays. Ash, you talked a little bit about the process of it. What was the cosplay that you did for that?
For the online con?
Mm-hmm.
Or not the online con?
The competition.
I used my Iron Banner Destiny Titan that I had I shows take pictures of when we were down at AWA. I used that one because I was like super proud of that at the time, because like I did a test run on it at GalaxyCon last year just to see how it was gonna look. I remember hanging out with my sister and taking some pictures in the streets and just stopping cars. Hold on, we're taking a picture here. Stop.
Yeah.
Dude, we were getting shit. People were coming up like, "Oh, dude, you're a Titan from Destiny, right?" I was like, "Yeah, you got your butt." Yeah, butt fly. There it is.
I want to talk about Alex and Ash. I said earlier how you guys are siblings. Your kind of whole family has a little bit of a cosplay background, because when I hung out with you guys at the second con I met you guys from, you guys introduced me to your parents. Your mom wasn't in any kind of cosplay, but your dad was. He was cosplayed as Genie from Aladdin, which like blew my mind how good that was. So that was awesome. Tell me, Alex, do you want to talk a little bit about your family and what you guys all do?
Yeah, I mean, well, the Genie cosplay, by far my favorite thing to ever do on him. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Gluing hair to his head was hilarious.
That was funny. I got a message
it
that
was so funny.
You got super glue.
Yep.
Yeah, what do you need it for? Your sister has to glue hair to my head.
Yeah.
The wig glue wouldn't stick, and we didn't know why.
You had to use super glue?
Yeah. We also spent about 2 hours painting him blue.
Yeah.
Before we went to con. That was a task and a half.
That must have been horrible taking the hair off.
Oh god.
Please tell me you just like inked it off. Just yaga.
No. We used like rubbing alcohols to like slowly. Twist it off. My mom doesn't cosplay too much. We wish she would more.
Well, I
Um,
think I saw that when I met her, she had a shirt on that said something about my children cosplay or something like that, or I'm a cosplay mom or
yeah,
something.
Something
that's
like
it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
And that just
She does definitely support.
yeah, and that was something that just like really made me feel good about like seeing that just because like my family doesn't do this. I am the middle child of five and I'm the only one that does this kind of stuff, but you know, two of my siblings are kind of nerdy too or like they kind of watch the mainstream like Marvel stuff and what now that Disney Plus is on, they're going back and watching all the cartoons that we grew up on. But like none of them are kind of involved in the same way that like parents are. Or I don't have any siblings to do cosplay with, but I'm hoping to maybe do some cosplay with my baby in the future. So, which might be fun. We my wife and I have thrown around the idea of me doing my Small Might for My Hero Academia. My wife being Deku, and then our baby being Gran Torino, which we were, yeah. So
Dude, your wife has Deku's baby as Deku.
there you go. Yeah, well, that one we've seen a lot of, so we don't want to we want to do something a little bit different or something a little more original, but not that those aren't good because they are really good. That was just something that about your guys' particular family that I really enjoyed when I got to meet them that time at the convention. What do you guys do outside of cosplays? Like what? Like, is this your only hobby, or like what do you guys tend to gravitate towards if you're not doing your cosplay stuff?
Well, so I work at the hospital as a nurse, and
Hmm.
I'm working on my bachelor's. So I work on homework, and then I watch Netflix. And I have recently gotten into Overwatch. Not not the greatest at that, but
Mm-mm.
things like that.
That's okay. Can't be the best at everything.
So when I'm not working, I do attempt to work on cosplay. It's been very difficult lately because no motivation, because of quarantine, video games,
Mhm.
video games,
Mhm.
especially with my
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys play?
I do cook. We play
Overwatch.
as well. That's actually what we're gonna do after this is done.
Do you guys play Overwatch on PC or PlayStation or Xbox or how do you what's your console of choice?
PlayStation. I'm
Yeah.
trying to build a gaming, but that costs the money I don't have.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm lucky enough I can still play League of Legends on my MacBook here, which it's flawless. There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't know that you can play League of Legends on a Mac, you can, okay?
I mean, if my Mac still worked, I would totally do that.
I kid you guys
What?
not, I have just a regular MacBook when I started my first year at college in 2007, and I still have it and it still works. This one, the computer I have right now is like a 2017, 2018 model, like a MacBook Pro. So I have a much better, newer, nicer version. But yeah, my original still works and it's spectacular.
I would not try to play Minecraft
No.
on your MacBook. That
We're
will
not
eat
going to
up
talk about it.
the MacBook Pro. And I attempted to play Minecraft,
Oh, so did
and
Alex.
it was the worst. You would lag so bad.
I
Uh,
can't keep my laptop alive for like 2 minutes now because of Minecraft.
I've never played Minecraft, I can honestly say.
Dude, it's so much fun when you're bored.
That's what I hear. I know you guys were talking about like the motivation to make cosplays right now just because of the, you know, the COVID-19 and people quarantining and self-isolation and self-distancing and stuff like that. So, what do you guys tend to do? Do you guys tend to do like the convention crunch where like you may have done some stuff like a month or two ahead of time, but like you know, a week, 2 weeks before it, you're like, oh crap, I got to get all this done, and then just like head down into it, staying up all night. Like, is that your guys' approach for most of your cosplays, or have there ever been any that you actually did ahead of time and were well prepared beforehand?
So for so so for Erica, I wouldn't have been able to con crunch that in 2 weeks. I considered I con crunched for her for over a month and a half.
Yeah.
Because I work 12 shifts, and I have like really 14-hour days with work. So I would actually wake up an hour earlier so I could work on stuff, and then go to work, and then work on stuff at home. And then on my days off, I would work from like when I woke up to when I went to sleep on like standing and like all. And I only had a week to paint before my competition. That was horrible. My first was so bad. After the convention, I ended up sanding off a lot of the paint and repainting it for AWA in Atlanta last year. So that looks much better than it did for GalaxyCon. But like, my problem with the motivation is like I have to have a deadline. So with no cons at all, I have no deadlines. So it's just I just can't work on it.
I get it. Alex, you're kind of the same way?
Yeah, I'm a procrastinator. Every single one of my cosplays have been made in 2 weeks or less. And I mean, like, Warrior Moana was made in 2 weeks. I competed. I won a trophy. Snow Buffet, that was my Snow White Mandalorian cross. I competed 2 weeks later. I won a medal. It's just my thing. I just 2 weeks. That's my mark.
Well, that's so
Every
interesting.
time.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I just finished my Jean Arc cosplay from the show Ruby a couple weeks ago. I had a con that I was hoping to go to at the end of March. Well, of course, that didn't happen, but I didn't have it done by that time, but it was canceled anyways, but I kept doing it and I'm like, you know what? I'll just like keep doing it. But for me, my like crunch was making my YouTube videos because I did a whole series on it and wanting to make sure I had content on a weekly basis, trying to make sure that I had something done. You know, like one week it was just having the foam glued up, and then the next week it was sealing and painting, and then the next week was accessories and so on and so forth, sword, shield, stuff like that. And so it gave me like a week by week crunch, I guess you could say, to have it done by then. And so that was kind of like a different perspective I haven't really thought of until right now, is like I didn't crunch for a convention, but I was still crunching in a different way, just to have it done for, a different deadline. So, but I have some other projects I'm doing right now where in a way I'm still doing a crunch. Ashton, stop yawning. Wake up. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so it's always interesting. What was that?
I said you're gonna have a little yawn counter up in the video.
You know what? I might. So
Oh, Jesus. I get drunk, man.
I'll just zoom in on him every time he yawns.
I love that. Love that.
Earlier, you guys said that you wanted to start doing some different, possibly selling some things. Meg, earlier before we started recording, you mentioned maybe making some ears. Can you talk a little bit about what you're wearing right now?
Yeah, so these are the first ears that I've made, but they turned out really well. I used Cosplay's ear tutorial from YouTube, and I used Warp as the base, but it was a remake, and then I airbrushed the color on. But yeah, my friend Vix.cos, you're gonna be my ear dealer now.
There you go.
Yeah, dealing.
And you said you got the tutorial from Kinpatsu, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Is there anything else that you've made that you might end up doing more of, or did you just find that these ears were pretty simple to make and so you wanted to just pull out some of those?
So the ears were super simple. Something else I enjoyed making, let me grab it. I enjoyed making this.
Oh yeah.
So Ashton 3D printed it, but then I painted it, and there's hair, there's fur. Actually, really fun to paint. And I would love to maybe do some, just make League and Overwatch props and
Well,
paint
you
them.
get what you wish for.
So,
Yeah, and is that supposed to be a Mercy or handgun, or what is that? Whose is that specifically?
so it is Mercy, and it's her imp skin. So this is the gun for the competition thing for Mercy. We took out the trigger so they can't yell at us at cons
Yeah.
for having no trigger.
Because we're not giving orange barrel.
Yeah,
That's
we don't want
stupid.
to put an orange chip on it.
And for those
No
of
trigger.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know or haven't been to conventions or thinking they might want to, if you go to a convention and you want to bring a sword or a gun of some kind, you do have to go through what's called a weapons check, which is the bane of a lot of people's existence. But, in a way, it's justified or at least understood why it's there. But it's just to reassure people that you don't actually have real weapons. Some people do come with like real swords, but you have to have it like locked or not even, or and some conventions won't even let you have that as a prop. So if you're going to a convention and you want to cosplay and you have a weapon with your cosplay, make sure to check that convention's guidelines for what you can bring in or can't bring in. I went as crap. Why can't I think? Oh, Judar from Magi, and I turned a piece of metal on a metal lathe for his wand, and I was so frustrated because I was able to get in and nobody looked at it or anything. Not that I was trying to sneak, but nobody was like, "Oh, hey, stop right there!" Like, they just saw it. But I went to the desk to ask for like, "Where's this room at?" or something like that, and I set it down on the table, and they heard it go thunk because it was a solid piece of metal, and they're like, "Can we check that real fast?" I'm like, "Oh, damn it!" so so I had to put it away, which was kind of frustrating. But yeah, but I can understand why they would be concerned. So Alex, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you were saying. You said that you want to potentially do some commissions in the future.
Yeah, potential like custom costumes, if not prop. And me and my brother also we're working on a little something. So
Nice. Any teasers, or can you divulge anything?
So we're trying to basically make it as a one-stop shop.
I gotcha. Cool.
we do plan on being business partners in the future. So we do plan on like coming up with something pretty real. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So like we're talking about going to like Michael's Harbor Freight and it's like put it all together.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I hope that goes well for you guys. Alex, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you've been doing, specifically your schooling? Talk a little bit about that for us.
So yeah, I am a Tom Savini special effects graduate. I graduated from the program about a year ago, and I learned all about monster making, special effects makeup, 3D sculpting, page to screen, which was, your basic script to like actual product. I've worked on a few films, a few short films, a couple web series. It's a very, very nice business to be into because it's so creative and it's fun. One of the short films I got to do was a vampire short film, so I got to make fangs. I got to make some custom teeth for people.
That's pretty
It was
interesting.
really great. Got to work on another short film, the same guy, and I got to make like these prosthetics that the throat was like all gross and like infected, inflamed. Like there's just so much creativity in my schooling and in my like it's very nice. You can't really be wrong. Went through basic like cosmetics classes, casualty classes, so learning about like wounds, how they form, how they age, how they get infected by different sources, almost like a forensics class, but it's very low key.
Well, that's interesting. Meg, can you say how accurate any of her scars or anything like that have been from your professional experience?
They look really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good at like gashes and bruising and scars, like that kind of stuff.
Alex's Instagram has a couple things, pictures where she did do some of the wounds. I believe you went to a high school or something like that and did some examples for them. And they're very good. They're excellent and very realistic and believable for sure. So I'm not sure I have much else to talk about, you guys. Why don't we just go ahead and everybody just do a quick plug for your social media pages, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, if you have a YouTube or not. Alex, why don't we start with you? Where can we find your content at?
Mostly on at International Hazelnut. There's an underscore, International underscore Hazelnut.
Awesome. Meg, what about you?
I'm also mostly on Instagram. I have a Twitter as well, but it's mostly like political stuff, like Black Lives Matter, that kind of stuff. So I don't post a ton of cosplay stuff on that at the moment, but my Instagram is at shinigami_meg_.
All right. And Ash, where can everybody find you? Oh.
That's from Bleach. That's not from Death Note.
For all of you keeping track out there. All right. Ash, where can everybody find you at?
I mean, I guess we'll follow everybody else on Instagram, Guardianofcosplay.
Awesome. And you guys actually have say that again?
I was just saying, like, no underscores, no hashtags, no hyphens, none of that. Just
no hashtags.
Everybody else had to be different.
I social media well, no hashtags in my name. and you guys actually have an account together, correct?
Oh yeah, I guess we do. That's for our I guess for people to request us at cons, we need to like start posting there more. We're just not.
Okay.
But it's Soul Guardian Cos.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the way. So like, if someone requests like Shinigami Meg or Guardian Cosplay,
both of us are still
both
gonna
of
be
us
there.
are gonna go. But so it would be better if like we just tabled together as Guardian.cos.
I gotcha. Very good. That's a good way to get around that. Very cool. So, all right, well, everybody, I think that's it for this video. I want to thank Alex, Meg, and Ash all so much for doing this and being willing participants. Thank you guys so much. For those of you that are watching this, I very much appreciate it. Make sure you leave a comment, like this video, and if you know anybody that might be interested in getting to know these three cosplayers a little bit more, please share it with them. And of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That all goes a long way to support the channel. Again, Alex, Meg, Ash, thank you guys so much. I very much appreciate it.
It's been fun.
This was a blast.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Until next week's video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later.
Cool. All right. Well, that was it, guys. Thanks.